Hello, everybody. This is Dr. Seema Kaneja, and for April, the movie of the month that I wanted to share about is called Race to Nowhere, and it's actually a documentary. It is, all the movies I choose, they have to resonate with me, and I hope that if they resonate with me, there's something that's very personal, but that it'll also be very universal. So the context of this movie, Race to Nowhere, it's a documentary that it was made in 2009, and it really is around the issue of education and how education, especially in the K to 12, from kindergarten to high school, has become very stressful. Kids are overscheduled. There is just a ton of, just as they're getting younger and younger, more and more expectations on them, after school stuff, extracurriculars. And then, it's just like this race, and really just the impact on this way of education on children. And the filmmaker looks at different schools, throughout the United States. She herself is based in California. And it just shows that these kids are having many stress related illnesses, depression, anxiety, and, really, like one kid says, what is this all for? It feels like a race to nowhere, like it never ends. It starts in elementary school, and then it's middle school, then high school, then to college, and really there just doesn't seem to be any end in sight. And the whole journey, it becomes less about learning and the joy of learning, and more about achievement and success and the test grades and AP tests and college applications and all of that. So for me, this really came. I saw the movie. I think my son was perhaps in the fourth grade, so he was maybe 8 or 9 years old. And then as he went into middle school, these issues really came full into focus as he was, really. I felt just involved in so many activities that it was hard to attend to basic stuff like sleep and resting and downtime. And I ended up watching the movie again, just to kind of reconnect with the themes. And I really felt like for other parents that might be, visitors of our website, or, just might be thinking about what they're experiencing, sometimes you can feel very alone, because there is such it just seems to be around us, there is such a pressure to achieve, to do more, to have more, more, just more of everything, right? And so for children, it just seems to be more homework and more extracurriculars, and it's not enough if you're on one athletic team, you need to be on two teams, and then the college application and how many APs you're taking and all of that. So sometimes you can feel like you're the one that, if you think differently, like how do you do that? So there's Race to Nowhere, for me, just gave me this real nice sense of community, that there were others out there that were questioning this, which felt like craziness to me. And more than that, that they present solutions, as to what can happen. And they talk about some school districts, some elementary school districts that are really rethinking homework and the benefit of homework, and are just, choosing not to have homework at that grade level. And other school districts that are looking at the idea that, what is the goal? That's the main thing. What is the purpose? To have children who are happy, who are inspired, who are engaged, who are motivated. And we know when someone is motivated and inspired, they're going to do their best work, they're going to enjoy it, they're going to enjoy the process. It's not going to be just about the destination. So it would seem like a no-brainer. And it's very easy when you have something like this, it's very easy to lay blame on the school district, or teachers, or principals, or society, or whatever. But I really found that I used this movie as a tool to really look at my mind and look at my just like sometimes, like, what are my motivations? So when we ask our children to do something or be a part of something, what is it? Is it that, we feel like they need to do this because if they don't, then this could happen. If they don't do this, then that could happen. They won't get into the right college or whatever it is. Or is it really that our child is drawn, to study whatever subject it might be? So really, like, what are our emotions? What is our motivation? And what are my beliefs and thoughts around what is success? What is achievement? What is the role of test scores? And what does that all mean? So it was really a deep probing and looking at those ideas. And myself being a physician and going to a very competitive high school, it just brought up all the ideas I had and all the pressure I had felt as a adolescent to achieve, to get into the right medical school. Or and for me, it wasn't even just medical school, it was like to get into an accelerated medical program right from high school. So it was a great movie to flush up all those ideas, everything into awareness, and then really come to that point of choice. What do I want for my son? What is most important to me? And I think whether you're a parent or a teacher or an educator or a grandparent or an aunt or whatever, if you have children around you, I think we're all united that we really want to see them be happy. We want to see them healthy, we want to see them thrive. So when I started to remember that again and again and again, it really helped me first to just sort of start to have a dialogue with my son. So it wasn't like about we have to let our children, make their choices, especially in the teenage years. But at least we could start to say, well, what is our common goal? To see each other happy, to enjoy what you're doing, to allow for creativity. So once we could kind of do that, then it became easier to look at, okay, so what should after school look like? And are you wanting to do this, or are you just doing it because A, B, C, D, or X, Y, Z? So I think the movie, especially if you're a parent, teacher, educator, grandparent, is a great movie just to first educate yourself and then to see if there are areas like that you've been experiencing. Now, there could be parts of it that resonate for you and maybe parts that don't, but overall, even if you're not a parent, I think the movie is an important commentary on just a culture that's weighing in on success and outcome and achievement as more important than the present moment and being here and allowing for happiness in the now, allowing for contentment in the now, right here, right now. And I think that can happen at any age. We can still be racing. We don't have to be in high school. We could still be racing for whatever it is that is our thing. So I think it's a great commentary just to self-reflect on that and really see if that's your desire. Is that the desire of your heart, or is there some sort of like what I like to say, like in the computer system, like a default program that's just in operation and you're not thinking about it. And you might think you're trying to do the best, either by your child or for yourself, but it's, something has gotten scrambled and it kind of needs to be decoded. And you need to kind of, like sometimes you just have to switch off the computer and reboot it and then decide, okay, let's clear the field and let's just look at this, with fresh eyes. So I'm hoping the movie will be inspiring to you in that regard. And it is available through Amazon, iTunes, as well as YouTube and Google Play. You can also go to racetonowhere.com and read more about the filmmaker and the origins of the movie. And if you want to host a screening in your local school district, like we had that here in Rochester, New York, and Brighton, we had a screening for it, and it was a great way to raise community awareness. Again, there are no easy answers, and this is not about blaming anyone or anything. It's more, how can we come together and really create an educational system that really nurtures our children. And as a pediatrician, as a mother, I just feel children are born eager to learn. We talked to, I was talking to a grandmother about her 2.5-year-old granddaughter, and how, she just doesn't want to go to bed because kids are they're just eager to learn, to absorb. And how can we keep that? How can we have them help them find the inclinations and their path to contribute, to learn, to be happy, versus putting things on them. So little by little by little, they become these like, zombies, these really uninspired, uninterested, disengaged, um, you know, teenagers that, then we wonder what went wrong. So I kind of feel like, to be proactive, this movie can generate a lot of good conversation. And just the filmmaker really she weaves her personal story. She's really, she herself is the mother of 3 children and ex-Wall Street lawyer turned filmmaker. So, coming from a very high-powered sort of career, and then just her own journey in reevaluating her values and what's important to her. So, Race to Nowhere, it's a documentary. Check it out and definitely give us feedback, what you thought about it. We'd love to hear from you. And thank you.